Yes. So right. And then on this side, I need to share my screen. So therefore, so far for the reading, that's all I want to talk about for now. So I'm giving you about a week's time. Could you please really try to work on the comprehension 2012 in this week? So next week I will be checking some of the answers with you and giving a little bit more details about how to get some more difficult questions. So this week I'm going to let it go for the moment, so that you will have some spare time to work on it. Oh, what happened here? Oh yes, it's working. Okay, now that I got everything working, it's time to get back to the social issues. So remember last time we talked about different definitions of social issues, and then we have given some examples. We have also looked at a piece of newspaper article about binge drinking, and then we also missed the video part. Finally, I found the video. Okay, so what we are going to do now, firstly, is to watch the video "What is Poverty" by a charity organization called World Vision, and then we will watch the video together, and then afterwards I will ask you, what can you find from the video? What is poverty according to the video? So let's start by looking at the video first. Wait. I need to change the scene. Yep. Yes. It's working now? No? Still not working? Room. No? Oh, yes. Coming up. Alright, so let's watch the video first.
Welcome to the Poverty Game. People living in poverty have described poverty as A. A lack of money, B. Hunger and unclean water, C. Inadequate shelter, or D. All of the above.
So question 1. People living in poverty have described poverty as what? A. A lack of money, B. Hunger and unclean water, C. Inadequate shelter. That means you don't have a place to stay. You don't have a place to live in. Inadequate, that means not enough. Shelter, that means a house or a place to stay.
A. A lack of money. D. All of the above.
Yes, the correct answer is D. All of the above. It's not just measured by money or income. Question 2. People living in poverty have described poverty as A. Being sick and not being able to see a doctor, B. Having limited access to school and not knowing how to read, C. Fearing for tomorrow and living one day at a time, or D. All of the above.
A, B, C.
It's B. D. All of the above.
Yes, that's correct. D. All of the above. If you're a girl, have a disability or live in a war zone, you're more likely to live in poverty. There are a range of economic, social, technological, political and environmental causes of poverty and spatial inequality. Some of Australia's neighbours live in nations that are stuck in a cycle of poor infrastructure, low investment and low trade. some are particularly vulnerable to climate change and geographic isolation, especially in rural areas. If countries are poor, that means governments struggle to provide essential services or opportunities for all of their people. Good schools, hospitals, safe water and roads take a lot of money to build and maintain. If communities are poor, isolated or vulnerable to environmental disasters, it's difficult for families to thrive. It's hard to find employment, access health services, and build safe homes and a better future for children. If parents are poor, they can't afford to send their children to school, or get them immunised, or provide them with enough food to eat. When generation after generation suffers from sickness, lack of education and opportunities to earn a fair wage, the cycle of poverty threatens to repeat itself again and again and again. For our final question, in the last 20 years, the percentage of people living in extreme poverty has A. doubled, B. remained the same, C. halved, D. all of the above.
A. C.
Yes, the correct answer is C. In the last 20 years, the percentage of people living in extreme poverty around the world has halved. It's gone from 36% to 18%. While poverty and spatial inequality are major issues for human well-being, there is evidence of change for the better. Effective aid and development strategies work with increasing trade to improve human well-being for communities around the world.
Alright, so this is a video by World Vision Australia. So firstly, let me ask you guys some questions first. Sorry. Question 1. What is World Vision? Do you know this organization? Let me ask someone. How about Klaus? Do you know? Have you heard of this organization? What kind of organization is this? Can you try explain to me anything you know?
It's the NGO.
It's an NGO, yes, you're quite right. Yep, it's an NGO. And do you know this? Anyone know this organization in Chinese? No?
世界宣明會
Yes, you're right. Okay, good. So this organization is a charitable organization. Okay, it mainly helps the people who are living in poverty. And then from the video, we have seen a number of things that poor people are suffering from. And there are also different kinds of problems that they are facing. So can each of you tell me one thing you find from the video, or one thing that you understand about poverty in your daily life or by your common sense? Okay, everyone, can you give me one thing? Magnets. Hello. Can you tell me one thing about poverty? Anything you get from the video, or anything you, by common sense, you know about poor people. What are they like, or what problems do they face every day? You are the first one. Should be quite easy, right? You have lots of possible answers.
They have no money to live.
No money to... Sorry, I can't hear the last few words. No money to...
Eat.
Eat, okay. So they have a shortage of food. Okay. Shortage of food. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Look nicer now. Yep, shortage of food. That's one thing. Of course, lack of money, right? One definition is people lack of money. If you lack of money, then you have problems. These kind of problems, you can't buy food, you can't get things that money should normally be allowing you to get. Money, sir? Shortage of shelter. Yep, that's right. But usually we don't say shortage because shortage means you don't have something that you don't have enough, and usually you can count. It's something you can count. So we don't say shortage. You can say lack of shelters. Yep, or you can say being homeless. In Hong Kong, when I was like 10 years old, there were a lot of homeless people living in Mong Kok, especially. There are many of them. Now there are still quite a number of them, but not so. It's less common. But when I was young, it was a very common thing. There are many people living on the streets. And even some of my students, a number of years ago, they would volunteer to visit these homeless people who are still living on the street up to today. So they are lack of shelters and they're being homeless. Of course, not every homeless is does not have money to get a shelter. Some of them don't want to go home. But that's another problem. Inadequate is good, yes. Inadequate. That's right. So a shortage of food will lead to. So Karen gave us a keyword, malnutrition. Malnutrition means 營養. Okay, or something like I don't know how to say it in Chinese. Anyway, malnutrition. MAL male is a prefix. It means not having something, okay, or not working, something like this. So malnutrition, that means you don't, 營養不良, we don't have enough nutrients. You don't get enough food. So a shortage of food can lead to malnutrition, and then a lack of shelters, that means they're getting homeless. Wing, it's your turn.
Feel hunger.
Hunger, okay. So it's also part of the shortage of food. That's good. So a shortage of food can lead to hunger. Malnutrition is for the body. Hunger is the feeling, right? David? Yes. Can you give us another example or any things you have seen from the video that is quite common among poor people? Yep. Amy talks about what we have discussed last time. So they have a low social mobility. It's difficult for the poor people to get into a upper class, if they are poor, usually their sons and daughters are usually still poor. They don't get much social mobility. Poor living environment, we don't say bad, we say poor. Poor living environment, of course. So worse, sometimes being homeless may not be that bad, but other people have a very poor living environment. For example, it's very packed. We don't say crowded. Crowded is for the number of people. We don't use the word crowded to talk about people living in a house, but we will say they are really packed. And then it could be poor hygiene, right? They may not have time, or they don't have the awareness to clean up their house. So they could have poor living environment. And also it could be no money to fix things like subdivided flats. That's also one example. So in Hong Kong, one such example of poor living environment would be subdivided flats. 住喺劏房裏邊啦。Squatter huts, yep, that's true. But that is a more academic term, squatter huts. You would see that phrase in geography. Low academic level, we don't say academic level.
Education.
Yeah, we say education, yes. You can say lack of education, opportunities. So in some countries there are still not many schools. Even if the children would love to go to school, they don't have that opportunities. There aren't any schools, or in some case there is only a very small school, and there is only one teacher in the whole village, so they don't have a lot of education opportunities. Technological know-how could be, but usually when we are talking about people living in poverty, they don't have the basic needs. So technological know-how will be something other than the basic needs. So even for some of our students, they are not poor, but they are still like IT literate. They don't never touch the computer. They know how to use their smartphones, but they don't know how to set the smartphones. They don't know how to use the computer, etc. So lack of technology know-how, may not be a common factor for poor people. It happens in people who are living in a better environment as well. So I don't consider that one an example. Yep, Ryan, how about you? It goes to you because the others have given their answer already. Yeah, your turn. What poor people makes you think of?
Poor people 會點問下先？
Yeah,
喂，
what
你講晒咯
what
喎。
kind of
你
problem?
education 又講咗啦，冇屋企又講咗啦。
Did you see anything else from the video?
Almost cannot afford their daily life
Yes.
item 咯。
Yes. That's good. So almost or unable, right? Some would be almost unable. Some would be totally unable. Unable to do what? Unable to afford. Very good word. Very good wording. Afford. Unable to afford the daily. We don't say the daily items. We have words for. If you are talking about the
supply 咯，係嘛？
yeah daily, but daily supply is still not so good because supply would be quite big. Would be something quite big. So if you're talking about company, for example, necessities, that's better. Necessities, yeah. 必需品, okay? Or commodities. 一啲消費品 commodities. Did I spell it correctly? Commodities. And also, it could be basic needs, right? Just like what I've said, basic needs. That also makes sense. Because it's not that the word item is no good. The word item is okay, but it doesn't tell us which kind of item. So if we can use a more specific word, we tend to use a more specific one. Okay, thank you, Brian. And then we have Frankie. Poor people, what do they occur to you?
諗下先。
Did you see anything special in the video? Do you remember something from those 3 questions?
social aware
Social?
社會唔重視佢哋。
Okay.
咁樣啊？唔知喎，冇聽喎其實。
Yes, but I get your meaning. I get your meaning. But let's try to rephrase it a little bit better. So you mean that people in the society which are not poor, they don't like the poor people, right? Is it? Why don't they like the poor people? Bias is not that much.
Because they are cheap 精啊！
In what sense are they cheap? In what sense?
關笑啫。
No. You are not talking about yourself, right? You are talking about the opinions of some people, some rich people, right? They have the bias, they have the discrimination. Yeah, that's a better word. Okay, discrimination. Discrimination, yes. 歧視啦, right? Discrimination or discriminated by the rich, right? Discrimination by the rich or by the we would say the upper class. Okay, discriminated. Yep, they get insulted. Insulted usually it means verbal. You say something to make people unhappy. That is insulting. But sometimes it's not just insulting. Sometimes it's body language. They look at you in a certain way that makes you feel uncomfortable. Then that may not be insulted. So a broader word to mean that kind of feeling would be despised. 俾人睇唔起啦，或者咧I don't like insulted so much. You get looked down at. Okay, look down. Imagine the picture. You look down at a person. It's like you're very high level, and then you look down at some person below you. Okay, so poor people always get looked down at. They get despised. They get discriminated. Okay, Robin. Robin? Hi, Robin. Yes. Anything else you remember from the video? You think that's all? I saw Isker also mentioned medical, right? So they are lack of medical. Oh, we need one more word. Medical what? Medical is an adjective. You can't just say lack of medical. Medical what?
Services.
Service? Lack of medical service? No, we don't say they lack medical service. They want we'll say they want medical services, right? But it's not they who lack of medical service. They want medical services. Also start with an S.
support
Yeah, you are right. Nice. Their lack of medical support. No one support them. No doctors, no nurses, no hospitals. You see, when the coronavirus first spread around in China, there weren't enough hospitals. There were an urgent lack of medical support. It's not the surface, okay? No insurance. Yeah, but that's not quite there. If you have money to buy insurance, you probably do not belong to the poverty line. And finally, Klaus, do you see anything else? Anything to add?
好似冇啦。
Do you remember the last question in the video? It talks about the percentage of the poor people in the last 10 years. What was the trend? Do you remember?
唔記得咗
Did you really watch the video?
increasing 咯，
Increasing? Increasing? You sure? You sure it's increasing? I guess
increasing 咯係啊，
decreasing. Decreasing by how much? Decreased by how much?
15%。
50%. Yeah, that's right. So that means the poverty problem is getting. Can you give me a phrase? The poverty problem is or has. What is the condition of the poverty issue? That's a better word. Poverty issue.
is going 乜乜乜
The poverty percentage, right? That's what it said. Percentage of poor people or people living under poverty has reduced by half. So that means the issue, what's let me put it up there. I don't have enough space. Good. So that means the issue has start with AL. Anyone? Severe is reduced by half. It's less severe. Okay. Less severe, maybe. Has become less severe. That's cool. You need the word less severe. Or another word stop. Yeah, alleviate. Ted. Good. Who said that? Is it Isker?
係啊係。
Okay, good. So less severe. Or we say the issue has alleviated. What happened? Oh. Oh, my phone is playing with me. Okay, works now. Alleviated, this word is very common when we talk about social issue because it means 緩減. 緩減, that means it's not so severe, yeah, less severe, okay? Same thing. It's a very common word when we talk about social issues. So these are some keywords when you're talking about poor people, poverty line, okay? Then you are also talking about these kind of things. Of course, if you're writing an article about this, you have to provide examples. So you need to dig into more details like how their nutrition is like, what they are lack of, what do the people look like when you see they are staying on the streets, for example. So you need to give more detailed descriptions. But basically, these are the main points. Okay, so that's one thing. Oh yeah, disdain, that's right. So Karen add to this point. So the rich people with disdain, okay? Also the same kind of meaning, like despised, okay? But this is the noun, disdain. So usually we say it like this. If you have to say sneer, that again is a verbal thing. So they do not need to sneer at people. They could look at you in a disdainful way. So anyway, they treat the poor with disdain. Usually we say it like this. Alright, so that's all about talking about poverty. So let's go back to where we have been. Okay, so last time we talked about drink driving and then binge drinking. And then this time we go over to drug taking. So let's ask someone to read the paragraph first. Klaus, would you like to read the first paragraph for us?
Oh,
Can't see.
Oh, you can't see?
yeah, I can't see it.
Let me see what's wrong. Again, should be the screen problem. Let me try again. Yep, it's showing correctly now. Yep, could you please?
Oh,
Want to take a break from show business.
pop singer Joya
Joey.
Joey Wong, who was arrested in Tokyo for ketamine possession. Ketamine possession this month, has announced that she will take a break for the moment.
Yep, Canton pop singer. So singing Cantonese songs, Canton pop singer. And Joey Wong, who was arrested, that means caught by the police, in Tokyo, in Japan, for ketamine possession this month. And has announced that she would take a break for the moment. So, firstly, do you know what's show business? Nowadays, we see this more often. Showbiz, okay. If you see this word showbiz, that means show business. That means that means the entertainment industry, basically. So singers, artists, they belong to the showbiz. So Canton pop singer Joey Wong has taken ketamine is a kind of drug. In Chinese, we call it K 仔. Okay, K 仔. Okay, ketamine. And therefore, as she was arrested in Japan, she cannot do anything for her job, so she has to take a break. Next paragraph, Magnets.好，咁咧就講埋佢啊，唔好意思啊，咁咧就斷咗線咧，啱啱先整得翻，咁啊好快講埋最尾嗰個部分啦。咁樣我哋話咧呢個drug abuse 嗰個定義咧就係drug abuse means a person taking excessive or illegal drugs， 一個咧過量嘅啦 ，excessive 係過量啦。或者係非法嘅一啲嘅藥物啦 ，illegal drugs and a repeated 係一個咧重複性嘅，而且咧係通常咧英文咧我哋好多時候兩個形容詞咧係類似嘅意思啦。咁 repeated 咁再加多個啦，可能 addicted 啦，上癮啦 ，obsessed 沉迷啦 ，obsessive 都係咁嘅意思啦 ，indulged 都係類似啦，係着迷嘅。Okay, repeated and addicted, obsessive, obsessed, indulged manner.With no consultation. Consultation, that means you try to get advice. From who? From doctors, usually, right? But if you have the, you can't say from the doctors. 如果你加到 the 咧，咁啊即係話咧係指定某一班人啦。咁啊唔係咁嘅意思嘅，因為咧呢個講緊咧正常你冇攞即係冇去睇醫生啦，咁係冇去睇醫生就唔係冇去睇嗰個醫生啊嘛，咁所以咧係唔需要有 the 嘅，咁所以咧如果你有 the 咧，咁 doctors 咧就唔得啦，咁你只能夠咧填呢個 the medical professionals，OK， 嗰一啲嘅呢個醫療嘅專業人士啦。And answer the easy questions. Who are involved? Drug addicts, medical professionals, the police, and then the immigration or custom. 咁啊，除咗即係啲嗰啲導遊啦、癮君子啦，咁醫療嘅專業人士啦、警察啦，咁仲有呢一個嘅係入境處啦 immigration。咁喺香港嚟講咧，就係入境處或者係海關啦，負責把關。咁記住咧，呢個 custom 咧係需要有大階 C 啦，配翻個 the 喺前面 the custom 咁先係嘅。咁最number 5 what has happened？ 咁發生咩事咧？咁就係兩個名人啦，可以話。著名嘅人啦，兩個歌星啦，係咪 ？Celebrities 咁就係講嗰啲出名、有名嘅人啊。OK，celebrities taking drugs got arrested， 佢哋咧就俾人拉咗啦 ，for having drugs found on their body。咁喺佢身上咧搜出有毒品啦。Where does it happen? Is in Tokyo, Japan. When does it happen? Is not given。咁所以我哋下一堂咧就會講另外一個 framework 啦，就係咧點樣去寫一個 social issue 啦。咁就係由cause 啦，由個原因開始啦，寫到去 effects 啦，同埋個 solution 嘅。咁呢個我哋下堂就繼續啦。咁今日講到呢度。